I feel like here to entertain you with the help of Sinead O'Connor. I do know mighty God. I do know mighty God. I don't know who Mandinka is, but anyways, I wanted to do a video. I got to get back on track with my talking about my 7,777 CD collection. I also was listening this week to Jimmy Buffett. By the way, I acknowledge Sinead O'Connor died a couple weeks ago now, but Jimmy Buffett died this past week, and the singer from Smash Mouth died too. I will acknowledge it's kind of a morbid way to pick what CDs I listen to, but when you work two jobs like I do and you have 7,770 CDs, there is a practicality about it, about using it as a means to pick which ones to listen to. I mean, I can't keep up with all these singers and celebrities dying. I'm reminded of something that. I worked at a convenience store when I was a kid, and I'm reminded of something that a customer said once coming in, talking about, celebrities passing away. Yeah, they're dropping like flies. But I probably will do a video about Smash Mouth, although I only have 2 CDs from them in my collection. And Jimmy Buffett, which I have a whole bunch of CDs of him in my collection. But the only thing I'll say here about Jimmy Buffett is I always got the impression of him. I didn't really discover him. I knew his name because my favorite band was Bush as a child, and whenever I'd have to go buy the new Bush CD, I'd have to look under B. And it was Buffett, Bush, and Buffett was always before Bush. So that's my introduction to his name anyways as a kid. But I would eventually discover his music through buying CDs at the Goodwill. And I came to the conclusion that he is kind of a guy who sings reggae for country music listeners. And then I remember I gave an extra CD of the Smash Mouth one to my mom because of that Padrino song. I knew my mom liked gangster movies, so I figured she liked that one. But anyways, yeah, they're dropping like flies. That may sound cold, but I live in reality, and living in reality, I must hope, pray, and vote in a manner that puts America and Americans first. All right, so Sinead O'Connor. And I'll start by talking about things my mom said about her growing up. My mom would always say, when the subject of Sinead O'Connor would come up in childhood, basically poking fun of her, really, because we really didn't understand and really didn't know the details of the political aspects or whatever. But my mom would always just say, I don't know, I just don't like her because she's a Nazi. And, what I believe to be my mother's point of view and why she said this, my mom is a woman who does not feel she needs to or must embrace masculine traits in order to be strong. My mother embraces her femininity and finds her strength in that. Something a lot of modern women can take a lesson in. Another example that I think emphasizes my mom's point of view on this matter is one of her favorite actresses. I forget her name. Something with a C. Chelsea, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, one of my mom's favorite actresses was in a movie called Mad Max, Fury Road. One of the last good films to come out of Hollywood, if you ask me. And I remember asking my mom about it because I knew she liked that actress. And my mom said, I don't like it. She shaved her head. She looks like a damn Nazi. Again, this reference of, women with shaved heads and Nazis. Again, I think, and I could be wrong, but I think for my mom, it does not make sense to her that an otherwise feminine woman would willfully shave her head. On a side note, I still think that film, Max Fury, or Mad Max Fury Road, is a perfect example of human nature and the desire to hoard all of life's necessities and keep all of life's pleasures for themselves. Something I think both men and women are capable of, equally. But men just have the physical ability to make that happen, whereas women are more reliant on a good man to protect and provide, and that's why I do believe that women are more evolved when it comes to manipulation. I think God gave them a more manipulative nature to compensate for the lack because they don't have the physical strength that us guys do. But in Western modern society, most females feel entitled to a good man, nevertheless, when in fact most of them are not entitled to a good man. But now back to Sinead O'Connor. I watched that short video she posted 6 or so years ago. Some people say that based on that video, they wouldn't be surprised if she offed herself. The impression I got from it when I viewed it recently, because her passing prompted me to do a little bit of research. But the impression I got from it is she's someone of means who used those means to try to appease the people in her life that were most important to her. Now feeling that her, again, based on the video, that her efforts were in vain and were not truly appreciated by these people. Personally, I think I like Roseanne Barr's attitude. That whole thing much. I admire her attitude much better. Yeah, my kids are all a bunch of deadbeats, never had to work a day in their lives because of me. As a child, I could never watch Roseanne Barr stand up because her voice was too like nails on a chalkboard. However, I did watch the show occasionally in syndication. It was one of those shows that if I had nothing better to do or no money, which growing up middle class was often the case, it'd be a show that I would sit and watch. But more recently, I have honestly come to respect Roseanne Barr as a human being, as a person. I also watched an old video of Sinead O'Connor at her peak when she was on the Arsenio Hall show. And I happen to agree with Arsenio Hall's point when he states to her that, there's not a lot of females that can sport a crew cut like she did and still have femininity. Which I would agree. Despite the crew cut, she still projected a feminine aura about her. At least when she was younger. Not so much anymore. But that's the case with most females. As they get older, they take on more masculine traits. It just is what it is. I think the only way to counteract that fact is, I think, to have a good, constructive, masculine counterpart, a woman that has that in her life, is going to be able to more easily maintain her femininity as she ages more and more. Woman needs man needs woman. But I still hold firm to my opinion that a man can do okay by himself, statistically speaking, than a woman can. In regards to her most successful song that most people know when you talk about it, Nothing Compares to You, I think for me the song just represents my own childhood memories when it came out. The highlight of my own childhood would be movies, music, and going swimming in the lake. That was the highlight of my childhood, anyways. Those three activities. But I think the song Nothing Compares to You, I think in the modern world, I think 90% of females dedicate that song to 10% of males. Which is kind of the case nowadays thanks to modern feminism. Modern feminism has made a situation where most people, men and women, are going to be on their own for the majority of their life. All right, now a brief talk about the 6 CDs that I do have from Sinead O'Connor in my collection. The Lion and the Cobra, which, to my surprise, is actually pre I Do Not Want What I Haven't Got, which was her most successful CDs with the Nothing Compares to You song on it. But this one here came out a couple years before, to my surprise. And that's what that Maninka song is that I was singing at the beginning of the video. There's also a track on here called Never Get Old, which to me sounded very Enya-like. Another track on here called Troy, which sounded very Peter Gabriel-like. But overall, I came to the conclusion that her singing voice, Sinead O'Connor's singing voice, overall, to me, is like Sarah McLachlan meets Dolores, the singer of the Cranberries. Another CD I got from her is I'm Not Your Girl, which is basically big band stuff. There's even a cover of Why Don't You Do Right, the song that Jessica Rabbit sings. Fred Roger Rabbit. I did find her cover of Don't Cry For Me, Argentina a little better than Madonna's. Although that could be because I'm just bored of Madonna. To be honest. I'm just being honest. And then there's a gospel album, Gospel Oak, which I like gospel music for the same reason I like reggae music. And then there's the, so far, the best of Sinead O'Connor. And then last but not least, probably what I would regard as the best one, this one from 2000 called Faith and Courage, which to me is definitely the most positive one. It's almost as if in 2000 she finally reached a point in her intellectual life where, okay, this is what I want to say to the world. That's the impression I got. Anyways, listening to the album, it is the one that I had the most fun with. But also too, there's a lot of makers of music who are genuinely talented, but are also no names in the business. And these people, a lot will jump at the chance to get a composition that, jump at the chance to get a composition they help create out there in the world for all to hear. I think that is a fair assumption with some of this stuff. But most notably, this 2000 album, Faith and Courage, the last track, Kyrie Elation, which when I first saw it, I was like, she do a cover of that Mr. song? No, it wouldn't be that song, though, because that song is simply called Kira. It's Kyrie Elation, which is what the guy says in the song Kira for Mr. Even though there are people that think that he's saying, carry me a laser. Or that Kira is the name of a girl. I happen to know that Kyrie Elation is basically Latin American for Lord have mercy. Anyways, I love that song, Kira, though. Kira! That line in the song, my heart is old, it holds my memory. I was thinking, that could be applied to the Kai character from LEXX. I can't help myself. I got LEXX on the brain. I love that show. There's another reason why I'm taking my sweet time going through season 4 of LEXX. The last time I binged watched it 10 years ago, I do recall there was... I enjoyed and appreciate the whole series on a more elementary level, but I do recall towards the end of season 4, there is a game of chess, a chess match between Prince, the character that represents the devil, evil, and Kai, the character that I think could not unjustifiably be compared to Jesus Christ. But in the series, I do recall there is a chess match between those two. And as much as I always wanted to, I never really learned how to play chess. So I think I want to do a little research and learn the basics of how to play chess before I get to the end of the series of LEXX, season 4 this time around. So I'll be able to appreciate it more on an intellectual level. But that's all I got. I'll probably be making a video soon, hopefully sooner than later, about Smash Mouth and Jimmy Buffett. Usually when I do this, I go through all the song lyrics and write a monologue, basically incorporating several song title lyrics into a comedy monologue. I did it with Huey Lewis and the News. I did it with the Police. But I didn't. I just working 2 jobs. I didn't have time to do that with this one. That doesn't mean I won't do it in the future with others. I just didn't have the time to do that with this one. But if you go back in my video catalog and check out the Huey Lewis and the News one, I'm pretty proud of that monologue. It's a monologue, couple minutes monologue, basically incorporating all, if not most, of the popular song titles of everything from Huey Lewis and the News. But that'll do it for that one. For this one, I gotta go to bed. I got church in the morning. Mike Perlack, thank you for your time. Oh yeah, so that would make the tally 6 Sinead O'Connor CDs of my 7,777 CD collection.